Hi. If you're watching this in playback, this is for you. This is for also me, myself. I figured I wanted to start day 1000 in a little bit of a different way. Wow. Thank you for watching. However long you've been watching, whether you started a couple days ago, 500 days ago, 300 days ago, if you started 1,000 days ago, I appreciate you because so many of you have been along for this crazy journey. I'm gonna start the stream off today a little bit different than I usually would. I'm just gonna kind of talk for about 5 minutes before we get going about what this has all meant to me as an individual, what this cool journey we've gone on has meant to me. And I think the most important thing that I can emphasize from this was that I learned that I had in me a discipline that I did not know that I had. Some ability to be able to every day, no matter what the circumstances, say to myself, today we're streaming. Today we're going to hit the button. We're going to try to do something. So whether you were there for the park days, whether you were there for the cooking streams, whether you were there for some of the maybe not so great things, like me having to do some rather unsavory activities. If you've been here for some of the drama, if you've been here for the good times, if you've been here for the inside jokes, those are the moments that I've cherished the most. Good and bad. The learning, the lessons, the journey. The journey has been very, very good. So I decided to come here to Epcot, my favorite place, which has also undergone a journey of its own over the past few years, kind of coinciding with my journey, my favorite park. And I think that both of us are going to come out pretty good on the other side. A next chapter is coming to the Tom Does Disney channel, this channel. Our goals for this year are to finally surpass 10,000 subscribers. We're going to focus more on things like shorts. We're going to focus more on vlogging. We're going to focus more on pins. We're going to focus more on things that I've been doing a little bit of lately, especially the pins, but mostly getting back into a series of vlogs, more thought out kind of content, stuff that I can be a little bit more proud of in a different way. This pride comes from the consistency, it comes from the tenacity, it comes from wanting to make this happen every day. The next chapter I want to be about showcasing what I'm good at. Film, storytelling. I have a voice, I have thoughts, I have things that I want to get across, and I don't often get to do them in a live format. So, moving forward, it's going to be very important for me to be able to shoot the vlogs, come home, spend some time uploading. You're still going to see me live, as you see with so many of these types of videos on YouTube. When you hear about content creator burnout, if you hear about the end of a certain series of things that people were doing, usually comes with the caveat of, this isn't the last time you'll see me. You're gonna see me plenty, actually. I'm gonna be live still pretty regularly. At first, the goal is to really get to a place where I'm only doing about 4 live streams per month, maybe even. I'd like most of my content to leave this crowd-funded place that it's been at for so long. And I'd like it to start moving into a place of more of its funding of itself and the ability to pay back so many people. So having said that, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody. To name names today would be foolish because there's too many people that have brought us to this point. But there are a few who I want to mention. Number one, I want to give a huge shout out to Pat. Life is not always as predictable as you'd like it to be. And I hope that at some point Pat is around a little bit more. And I hope that this 1,000 days that's prevented me and kind of been a thorn in my side for many of my relationships and lifestyles can go back to being something that's a little more normalized. Doesn't have such an impact on my life. Without Pat, I would not be here. Without Pat, I wouldn't have ever had this opportunity to I didn't expect to get emotional. Anyway, if he's watching, I hope he knows how much it's all meant to me. What's the matter with me? I want to give a big shout out to Jenna. Jenna and I, as you've seen, have had our ups and downs as well. Some of it being live right here on YouTube. Not some of my finest moments. And she's been a big part of this. Jenna's been around since the 400th day. Just about that. About day 400. And she's been a huge, integral part of what we've done here. As the rain comes down in Epcot, I'm gonna move underneath the. I'm gonna move underneath this. I also want to give a huge shout out to the Mod Squad. The Mod Squad, the squad of mods. I need you guys all to know that without you, I would not be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to keep track of everything. I wouldn't be able to have the fun that I have. The support from the Mod Squad goes unmatched by any other group. We can all, I think, safely agree that there are a handful of people that deserve recognition. And again, I don't ever want anybody to feel left out of anything. But I want to give a particular huge shout out to Mike and Lisa. Mike and Lisa have stepped into my life to save me from more spots where you guys couldn't imagine. There were more times where through this crowdfunded thing I couldn't get this done, that done. And I had to call upon Mike to help me and save me from what ultimately seemed like utter demise. And he's been there to answer every phone call and continues to be there. And Lisa is just one of the most genuine and nice people I've ever met. And I've really found two incredible friends with Mike and Lisa. I want to give a huge shout out to Pierce. Pierce has consistently not only been here, but donated and also been there when I needed help behind the scenes. I've been able to call upon people like Pierce and say, Pierce, thank you, and can you help? And he has always stepped up to the task, no matter if it was whatever he could. His generosity cannot be overstated. I want to give a huge shout out to Dawn, who has also had those moments where I've been able to call upon her and say, Dawn, you know, I'm things are down and out. My life's not exactly where it needs to be, and she's been in positions where her life hasn't been great, and she's been there to help. And the koozies. I mean, has anybody done anything like that for us? It's such an individualized thing that she's provided us with these koozies to pass along to the Tom Does Disney nation. Doc came up today, flew up, just to spend some time with us. Polly Steve, Jersey Johnny, these guys have invited me to their hotels and VIP lounges and bought me dinners. Jeff, Molly, more coffees and Magic Band purchases to help me out of situations. I mean, Galen, Clinton, these guys are always coming in with these big PayPals and Venmos. The Holbrook family, William and the Amber and the gang, always coming in with these PayPals. I mean, Sam Lowe, I mean, she's done so much for us. Sam has helped us get Moonlight Magics and helped us get D23 pins, and have always been there for the channel since the very beginning, through thick and thin, whether the people she was hanging out with didn't like me or what. They've always stuck around. I want to give a huge shout out to Tanya, somebody who, I wish I was closer to nowadays, but we still have a good thing when I see her. I love to see her smile, and she loves to see me smile. So we are enjoying each other's happiness from afar. And there are too many of my friends, Priscilla, Edwin, Aaron, so many of these guys who I got to know through Tanya in those early stages of all this. Shout out to Elizabeth, our oldest mod on the channel, just about, not in age, but in time she's been here. Jen A. Shout out to Jen A, who hasn't been around in forever. I mean, Laura, in the gang that got me the job at Paddlefish, that helped me secure a lifestyle down here. A shout out to some of the people who have come and gone and helped me in different ways and then decided they didn't want to help me anymore. Shout out to those people too, because you helped me get here just like everybody else. Jason, KC, great guy. Alyssa and her boys and husband, great people. So many people I've been able to have come over, cook the mod steak for. Shout out to Jimmy and Casey and my best friend in the world, Mark Gonsalves. What? Who would also get me close to being emotional. I love Mark. He has been with me for longer than you guys could ever imagine, and he has supported this from the beginning. A friend who supported me, meant so much in the beginning of this. Mark never was afraid to tell me if something sucked or if it was good, and he always told me what I was doing was worth it. And that gave me confidence that, man, if it was entertaining for him, it could be entertaining for anybody. Shout out to Jeff Cap for being so cool. Again, a guy whose family I've gotten to know. Amazing, always so cool to hang out. Shout out to Chezzy and Wayne. Always nice when they come across the pond. I mean, guys, I'll forget some of you, but I hope that I've mentioned your name in this, and if I haven't, you know me well enough to feel free to message me and say, Tom, what the hell, where was my shout out? So that way you can keep me in check. What you guys are so good at, keeping me in check. The chat has always been good at that. The trolls, you know who the f*** you are. Thank you all. I'm going to keep that short and sweet. That was my intro. That will be the piece of this I clip out and post as a video. I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back to the next chapter. It's over. The 1,000 days have come and gone. Let me check the chat for people whose names I should mention. And let's get into this amazing day. Thank you all for being here.